G'day guys, what's going on? Supero here, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over my round 12 review. I scored 1,979 in the top 2%, which is awesome. Finally broke into the top 10k, which is great, sitting at season rank of 7,187. So we did go at the ranks 3,852 places, which is quite a rise. So that's great, and we won all our league games, which is awesome. So yeah, not too bad from us. So last week we traded out Sean Darcy, Teakle, and Ashcroft, and I bought in English. Thank God we bought in English, highest score of the season. What a great week to trade in English. Unbelievable stuff there. Traded in Briggs as well and Ford. And Briggs, yeah, he was a great pickup. So yeah, I did even pick up another ruckman. So just for the cover, and you know, he's going to make a crap ton of money, so he was a hard pass. Definitely going to make great money with him, so that's awesome. Ford was a bit of a letdown though. He only scored 48. You know, North Melbourne did nearly win that game, so not too worried about that, but a bit of an interesting score. Anyway, so I got the VC with Nick Dacos, so I took that, 123, not too bad. Scored more than 120, so you definitely want to bank that if you can, which wasn't bad at all. I thought he was going to go 200. I just wasn't going to risk not taking the VC. I mean, like putting the VC on Dacos because he had West Coast, and who knows what he could have scored. Yeah, it is a bit unfortunate if you do have De Goey. You know, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks, and he only scored like a 55 or something, I believe it was. But yeah, it's a bit of a stitch up. Probably going to miss a couple weeks. Just a stupid act from him, but I think my computer's a bit slow today for some reason. But yeah, anyway, that's a bit of a stitch up for the goalie owners. I was debating if I should put the VC on Dawson or Laird or Bontempelli. There was a few good options this week. Lucky I just went with Dacos. It seemed to be the best option for me anyway. Slightly was thinking about going English, but you know, I thought, you know, Dacos was the one to go with, and then I didn't want to put the C on English, so I was probably going to put the C on Merit, but I was like, I'll just take Dacos. Didn't lose too many points, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so with Teakle, it's kind of a stitch up that I traded him out because it looks like he might be back into the side this week, because it looks like Lyset has gone down, I believe. So we'll have to wait and see if he's out for like many weeks. But, you know, I don't have Teakle anyway, so it's a stitch up. I don't think he was going to score that great anyway, so not a massive loss there. It's just a bit of a stitch up of timing, I guess. Would have been good, but, you know, then I probably wouldn't have been able to bring in Briggs, so works out well. Yeah, so Tom Stewart got a 127. That was a great game to watch as a Cats supporter. Finally got a win back on the board, which is great. 127, did kick a goal in that score as well, so pretty good game from Tom Stewart, one of our best players. And then Dacos went great. Dawson, I thought he was going to score really well because he did have the great past history against Gold Coast, but you know, it is what it is. He does have West Coast this week, so it could be an option for a VC, definitely. Or even Laird, for that matter. Laird probably will go massive this week against them, but you know, I was probably going to go Dawson over Laird because the previous week Dawson outscored Laird. Maybe Laird's the guy this week if you want to VC him. Could be the option there. Did I not VC him? Oh, it's a bit slow today. Yeah, Zeeble. Yeah, it's a bit of a stitch up. I think Aaron Hall's affecting his role a bit, but you know, 59, it's probably better than a rookie score, but, you know, not the greatest from him. You know, you expect him to be a midfielder. I mean, not a midfielder, like a premium. Does have a massive 172 break even, which is a bit of a stitch up, so he's going to drop a fair bit in price, but I just can't see the merit in trading him out when he's capable of like a 179 when he's playing good. So I think, and especially with like my trades, I've got 10 trades left, so I don't think I'll be able to trade him out. So I think he's just a hold for me. A bit of a slow burn probably, but you know, it is what it is. Weddle scored 90, which is great. Got a 70 average, so he's been killing it. Still got a bit of money to be made, but I might actually have to go early on him this week, unfortunately. And Mitchell missed the game, which is unfortunate because we wanted to get the price rise out of him. But yeah, he might be another guy that we might have to trade out this week. And Bonst, he was on track for a big one, but then he started getting tagged, I believe, so that's a bit of a stitch up. 113 still a great score, and then Merritt was tempting to put the C on him. I think he was on about like 80 at quarter time, which was crazy, but then he started to slow down a bit. But 137 still a great score from him. And yeah, Laird has been good. Tom Green, yeah, and Cornelio, they've been pretty crap this week, I believe. No, I'd expect them to score great against, I think they had Richmond, it was. Ended up losing that game. A bit of a surprise there, but yeah. That's a bit of a surprise that they didn't score that great. I didn't get to watch that game, unfortunately. I had work, so I missed that one. Same with most of the North Melbourne game. Will Day is another one of those guys. Him and Sheasel, I'm gonna have to hold on to him. I can't really do much about it. I've got 10 trades left, so I think I'm just gonna get the guys I want to get in. Hopefully, try and finish the team off, and then worry about that stuff at the end of the season. Because who knows? 10 trades is a bit of a worry. There's heaps of injury risk that could potentially happen throughout the season. It is a longer season. There's 24 rounds this year. So, that's a factor as well. So I think I'm just going to hold on to him at this point. It might be silly just to use up my trades with all the injury concern that might happen with the extra round of the year. And then Humphrey, got a 99, which was great stuff from him. Finally fielded him this week. He's one of those guys, I could trade him out, use 2 trades this week, and save myself a trade, or I could use 3 trades and, still have him throughout the buys, make a bit more money. He's got that scoring ability, so maybe we do that and just hold him for another week. I mean, until the end of, until he goes up to about 450k, probably, because he's got the scoring ability here. He's got Hawthorn in here, Carlton. I don't know how it'll go against Collingwood, but not a too bad in terms of a scale of a fixture. It's just I'm interested to see how he goes. I think he's a better hold than a Weddle or a Mitchell, obviously. But yeah, then Atkins got a 72, so he's still got the price rise that he was projected, so that's great. Sincotta came back with the 61. It's not too bad, We're just happy that he's getting games again, so that's good. Johnson should be playing this week, hopefully. Hopefully Sharp can come back and Chesser just for extra points, but who knows. And then, yeah, English, absolutely stoked with the pickup. Could be a VC option against Port this week, I believe it is. No Lyset, so definitely could consider him. Briggs is another guy. He's been killing it. It was interesting to see, probably wasn't... I was still going to bring him in if Flynn was playing regardless, but, Flynn might come back. Hopefully he doesn't. But, yeah, they did lose, so maybe they bring Flynn back as well, have 2 ruckmen, because they'll be playing for wins. And then Marshall, he'll be back this week. He could be an option against Sydney, but I'm just remembering that... that's 64 points, round 23. Oh, that gives me bloody flashbacks of the grand final last year, which was, I decided I'd, had extra trade, so I'd bring in Ryan Marshall in the forward line. He's versing Peter Laddams, I believe it was. He was going to go absolutely great. He's got a great history against Sydney, a 123 and a 156, so I brought him in. And he gave me a 64, so that's a bit of a joke. Probably not going to go near him against Sydney this week as a VC option anyway, just because of last year he really stitched me up. But, they've got Tom Hickey, I think, in the ruck, so could be a good shout. Then Dunkley is back, so that's good. Taranto's been good in terms of Supercoach. Nearly got a 120 average, which is a bit of a surprise. He's quite expensive, but yeah, he's gone under the radar a bit. He just does what he does, he's a great pickup. And then Rosie 98, which is good. Don't the Port midfield look great? The young boys, Butters, Rosie, Horn Francis, aren't they going to be great to watch in the future? So, yeah, keen to see them play. Hopefully they don't get ahead of themselves and win the flag this year for my sake, but I don't know if they can. Pies look really good this year anyway, and the D's are pretty good. The Lions as well, of course. But yeah, anyway, getting off topic. Cogs, he's got great history against North Melbourne. If you want to do a cheeky C option on him this week, last time he played, he got 174, which is ridiculous. Bit of a risky one though. If you did want to put the C on him, he's another guy. He's 502k. Bloody can't speak at this point, but 502k, not too bad from him at all. If you want to bring him in, like if you're struggling to finish off your forward line, you've either got him or like Darcy Cameron, Darcy Cameron's at a really good price as well. But yeah, I probably can't afford to bring him in. I need to finish off my midfield first. But yeah, that's great from him. Hopefully he can really bounce back this week. And Sheasel, 72, another guy I just can't afford to trade out. I'm just going to have to hold on to him. And then Ford, got the 48, which is a bit of a letdown there. But yeah, so I've got like a couple of trade options this week if I wanted to do 3 trades, which I think I'll probably do. Just have a look at the watch list. I've got Taron Thomas in here, but I feel like, he's at a stitch up in time, like in terms of like point of view, where you can't really bring him in because he's got the round 15 bye. He'll go up in cash like after next week. So, no point bringing him in for a week and then he'll go up in price a bit. He's a wait and see option unless you want to risk it and bring him in. Lucky I didn't go with Matt Kennedy. He's been alright, but not a good option realistically. And then, Fife is probably one I might look to trade in this week just so I get the buy cover. He's had a bit of a break. This should be the start of his actual season this week, hopefully. He hasn't been playing the greatest. I did notice that he has got about, I think, is it 48% CBAs or something like that. So he should be scoring great again, like 67. Finally a decent score from him. Not the greatest, but not the worst. So I think I might take the punt on Fife this week just for cover. He's got the DPP swing, so he could be a good guy to have as cover for the rest of the year and a cheap option at this price point. And he might have a couple spike games in there as well. So someone to consider. At the same price point, there is Wardlaw, which, he's a bit cheaper. But now Taron Thomas is back. And, that I feel like North Melbourne actually has a fairly stacked midfield in terms of the mids that they've got. It's just, is he going to be the main guy? Probably not. Is he going to score that great? He could possibly score pretty well. He looks like a good talent. It just is, they've got heaps of other midfielders back, especially with Taron Thomas coming in. Probably not the best shout to bring him in. But, he could score great. I think I'm probably more leaning towards a Fife in that situation. He's got the positive of the buy cover as well, which is another good thing. So I'll probably do my trades this week, and then I'll probably look to hold for a couple of weeks until like the buys are over, and then make my next upgrade, which will probably be like a Sam Walsh because he scored 72. So hopefully he can drop in price. He's at a fair price at the moment. Just another one of those guys, probably not worth bringing in now because he's got the round 15 buy, but you can get a couple good rounds out of him if you wanted to. For me personally, I'll just probably give him a miss. I do think he will be able to break even fairly quickly. But yeah, ideally if we can get him in around round 16 where he's got Hawthorn, he could just go on a massive run because they've got like West Coast in there as well. Gold Coast is pretty good, but I think he could come back pretty good after the bye. So definitely one of the guys I'll be looking to get in if I can afford him. Even like a Jack Steele if he comes good as well after his bye. Could be an option next week if we can afford him somehow. But I think the main idea for me is just to get as much cash gen as I can before I trade out another player. So yeah, I've got 2 options this week. I could trade out Humphrey and Atkins and bring in who is it? Neil and Brayshaw, which wouldn't be a bad idea. You get I'll have extra trade here, so I'll have 8 trades left. In terms of trades, that's not too bad at all. Whereas if I use another trade to get him 5, I might be in a bit of trouble because then I'll have only 7 trades left. But I think I'm going to have to do it just so I've got the cover. I think that's the option I'll have to go with. Make sure I've got the cover. I'll have 5 as that guy, just in case anyone gets injured. Like, he's better than a rookie, so we'll field him. And he'll be able to play through the buys. So hopefully he can bounce back. We just have to bloody pray that he comes good. But, he's a massive risk, obviously. But at the price point, we'll take the risk. So what I'll probably do is go Weddle out. He does have a bit of cash to be made still. Could hold on to him and then trade him out next week. But I feel like I'll just go early on him now. And then I'll trade out Atkins and Mitchell. So then I'll just have to flip Shinkotta and Will Day into the defence line. So I've got them covered there. And then I'll just get the midfielders in. What about Petrarca? He has just been absolutely killing it. 102 break even, but he's like 656k, which is ridiculous. It's just been a bad miss. We should have got him in. But hindsight is a great thing, isn't it? Definitely should have considered him when he was around 580k, but it's a bit of a miss at this point, which is a stitch up. But we'll just get 2 proven primos into the side, Brayshaw and Neil. Have I gone past Neil? So Dangerfield might be back next week, so after this week. So bit of a pod there if you want to go that route, but I wouldn't risk it personally because he's old and they'll probably manage him. Probably won't play the rest of the games, but he does have that high ceiling. Cam Guthrie's not going to be back for the rest of the season, so could be a high scorer for the remainder of the season if you want to take a massive punt. But I probably wouldn't do it because I've already had him. Already had Tom Stewart, trade him back in, but it's just a stitch up. So Quinton Narkle got picked up in the mid-season draft. He could be an option as a guy. I don't think he's going to score that great though. So someone to probably add to the watch list. I think he's a bit too expensive. He should be 102k rookie, but hopefully those mid-season draft players start to get games, and then we can bring those guys in. So I guess that kind of helps out a bit. I think the West Coast guy who got picked up first should be able to start getting games. He could be a bit of a cash cow in the coming weeks. So maybe after their bye, he could be a trade-in target, around 14 bye. There's also Elliot Yeo. I don't know if I covered him or not, but he's another guy. He's got the CBAs back a little bit, so he's got about 40%. He did score a 125, and last week he scored 73, which wasn't bad. He's at that awkward price. You probably don't want to bring a mid-tier in at this price point, and time of the year especially, but I probably wouldn't do it. But he's just a wait and see. Could score well, but you could trade Zeeble to him if you want to take a punt. There could be a good option, and then he'll make a bit of cash. But I don't know if I can do that. I just have no trades at this point, so it's a bit of a stitch up. This trade that I've just completed allows me to hold on to Humphrey, and then I've got Briggs here as well. So that will be my ticket to Oliver, hopefully, Humphrey and Briggs. So I'll probably hold on to Humphrey, which will be good. But not too bad. I'm not really too worried about my side. I'll probably just, worst case scenario, I'll have Humphrey on the field. This is what the team will look like with the full side in. So we only really need 2 more midfielders at this point. But we still have Zeeble, Day, and Sheasel, which is frustrating, but can't really do much about that. Most people will be in the same boats. 7 trades, so probably only need to use about 4 trades to get full primo. Hopefully, if we can just wait it out and the rookies go up a fair bit in price, we don't have to use as many trades, which will be the idea. I probably won't make another trade till after the buys. I think I'm just going to hold it out unless there's an option like in the coming weeks to cover the round 15 buy that I haven't thought about. I'll probably just play it safe like that. So Humphrey's got the scoring ability here, so that's good. But we'll put Johnson on the field, obviously. Put Sincotter on the field there. So we've got a full team basically here, so that's good. Not in any trouble this week, so hopefully we can climb up the ranks a fair chunk again this week and really get the season back on track. But yeah, so VC and captain options, probably VC on English if Lycett's out, and then Neil could be an option. I think he's a fair chance of getting tagged though from Nash. He could be a good option here, but I don't know. I think he's going to get tagged, so Dunkley could be the guy to captain against Hawthorn if you want to go down that route. Otherwise, I was actually thinking about, Laird is obvious. Laird or Dawson's a fair VC option as well. Bontempelli, I don't know how he scores against Port Adelaide. Pretty good, apparently. So, yeah, a couple good options this week, I think. It's just depends on if you want to go something a bit left of field, I guess. Zach Merritt against Carlton. Not sure how he scores because my computer's not going to load. I'll just refresh it. But, yeah, this video is probably going on a bit too long. But, yeah, anyway, I'll take the C off him. I was actually going to go like a Brayshaw, I think, because Brayshaw's got a 190 here. So, I might VC him if I can, but I don't want to really miss out on English's VC option if Lycett's not going to be playing. So I'll have to double check that if he actually is out or not. But he's got a 190 here, Brayshaw. And good things happens when I trade in good primos. So we bought in English last week, got a 156. What about Brayshaw? Maybe he's going to give us a 190. Let's hope. But, he could be an option. It's just he's more of a C option here. I don't know, North Melbourne, who have they got? Apparently Merritt doesn't play that great. North Melbourne, this could be the massive risky option here, where I go VC Brayshaw into Cogs. Cogs got a 174, I think it is. Last time, who knows? This is the massive punt. The safe option is probably like the VC on English into Laird. But yeah, I might actually give it a go. This one, stuff it. Just take the risk, go up high in the ranks, hopefully. But yeah, I think English is a fair chance, like a fair VC option. Maybe go like this. But yeah, we're having a massive punt here on Brayshaw if we do go down this route. But yeah, that's the team, guys. Hopefully everyone has got their buy structure set out really well, and everyone's keen to climb up in the ranks. The leagues, we're going pretty well. Our league, 613, not too bad there. So I've actually climbed to first on the ladder, which is a bit of a surprise. But yeah, anyway, it is what it is. Hopefully those guys can come back and beat me. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you go well this week, and we'll see you later.